Good evening, everybody. We are back for another week of special streams. So for those of you not familiar with it, this will probably be better for the VOD more than anything. These are some casts to support a friend of mine, the Eyes of Sin 92, who was robbed. Some of her clothes, or a lot of her clothes, nearly all of her clothes, were stolen when she was doing laundry. And if you'd like the full details and sort of why I'm doing these casts, you can hit !cause in chat. But basically, I wanted to try and, I don't know, promote some goodwill, some Christmas spirit, if you believe in such a thing, and to help out. One of the biggest things that I've experienced myself was when hardship like that strikes, it's always surprising to find how your social network, just people that you've met, even casual acquaintances, sort of come out in small dollar amounts, sort of build up and make the impact a lot less than what it would have been. And one of the biggest ones, I guess one of the biggest things for me was that I always see it a little bit as insurance. Rather than having an individual be impacted very severely by an event like that. It's more just a series of inconveniences spread over the number of people who are in a position to be able to donate and help out. So one of the ways I wanted to try and encourage that was to do 2 weeks of special broadcasts, try and put on as many crowd pleasers as I could, and things that I know people have really wanted me to do for a while. And so I thought we would start off this week strong and go straight into Dark Souls 3, which I have had in my library for not quite a year, but it's getting there. And I have been waiting. I actually wanted to make this a special stream. I had a big video planned for it, but I thought, let's try and get some energy back into these charity casts and bring out the big guns. This will be basically a blind playthrough. I did do a little bit of running around to make sure that everything was working properly, but as has always been the case ever since I couldn't do my first playthrough blind because I'd already finished the game before I started streaming. But we did the entirety of Dark Souls 2, the Scholar of the First Sin, blind on cast, and we will do the same with Dark Souls 3. It's also worth mentioning this particular game was donated to the cast ages ago, so let's jump straight into it.
Yes, indeed. It is called Lothric, where the transitory lands of the Lords of Cinder converge. In venturing north, the pilgrims discover the truth of the old words. The fire fades, and the lords go without thrones. When the link of fire is threatened, the bell tolls, unearthing the old lords of Cinder from their graves. Aldrich, Saint of the Deep.
I'm not going to have to fight these things later, am I?
Farron's Undead Legion, the Abyss Watchers. And the reclusive lord of the profaned capital. Yon the giant. Only in truth, the lords will abandon their thrones. And the unkindled will rise. Nameless, accursed,
Hello,
undead,
T. Clark.
unfit even to be cinder. And so it is that ash seeketh embers.
All right, I cannot pretend to know what's going on in these cutscenes, but they sure do look pretty. And I do really like the process of discovery in Dark Souls. I think they are a little too... I think they do ask a little too much of the player, but I think one of the big things is, as much as I hate to admit it, because I really do love good stories, I don't think it matters so much in Dark Souls. There's something very compelling about the world, and I'm willing to acknowledge that I don't know everything that's going on, and that has not prevented me from enjoying the game. So there'll be some background in terms of all the decisions I make for a character, because I really don't know anything about this game, but I do know a few things that I want to do in this final run through the Dark Souls world. Let's start with a name. Archimedes, why not? I could be young, mature, or aged. I mean, Archimedes is always shown as being old, but let's make it young Archimedes. So, I am going to do something... normally, I have very vanilla tastes when it comes to Dark Souls. The very first time I played it, I basically took my my time as a tank in World of Warcraft very seriously and built something that was as impervious to damage as I could manage. And it made the Ornstein and Smough fight one of the most ridiculous in the world. I literally could not dodge in that game, and I largely beat the game without dodging. So the second playthrough was a lot easier. I think I would try to go for big swords in playthrough 2. I don't know if I really stayed to that, but one thing that's happened is I've largely avoided magic, and I understand that they've added more of a mana system in the game. So I think what I'm going to do is I want to have all the options available. I understand that this game took some lessons from Bloodborne and is quite a bit faster overall. So in this case, we'll be the Pyromancer, a Pyromancer from a remote region who manipulates flame, also an adept close combat warrior who wields a hand axe. All right, let's take a look at the effect so we can be... Yeah, I don't see a whole lot of changes, to be honest. We'll be young Archimedes. No sign of burial, gift, or otherwise. We can get a life ring, which will raise maximum HP, a divine blessing, a one-use item. I'm always bad at hoarding items. A hidden blessing, pure blessed holy water, fully restores FP. Black firebomb charged with special black powder, an uncouth gift for the departed. Fire gem, material used to upgrade fire weapons, more appropriate for a warrior than pretty trinkets. Sovereignless soul, the sovereignless soul of one who slept beside you, used to acquire many souls. Tempting. Rusted gold coin, burial item for good fortune after death, greatly increases item discovery for a short while. Cracked red eye orb, online play item, only use, one use only, become a dark spirit to invade another world. And a young white branch of a young white birch, perhaps an offering of peace, can be used to blend into the environment, but only once. So I'm inclined to go for either the Sovereignless Soul or the Fire Gem. Let's go for, this is basically, I'm gonna keep this in the bank. Face presets, all right. We have the Commoner, Northern Warrior, the Astora Noble, Dragon Academy student, a Kareem Novice, a Katarina Merrymaker, Serpentine Traveler, Great Swamp Outcast, Londor Shadow of Death, or Ithrillion. This looks like me at the beach. Pyromancer needs a skill where he sets throwing axes on fire and hurls them at enemies. You would play that class. I do not believe they have such an ability in here. I'm very boring on this. I'm somewhat inclined just to go for Commoner. I don't really imagine a noble Pyromancer. And I mean, beyond the Great Swamp, I don't know, like Pyromancy always seemed to be just sort of more of a wild magic, so I'll be boring. Jesus Christ, this guy is ripped to shreds. Can I, like, not make myself feel... Oh, you know what? He's Archimedes. He's got, like, a massive brain. Yeah, is there a way to make me not be, like, absolutely insane in terms of the muscles? I'm genuinely feeling bad about myself. No, I was hoping it would give me samples. What? That's giving me complex. Yeah, he's a wild man. I hate doing... So I really love customization. I despise... Oop, no, that is not okay. I was debating between Man and Milady, but I ultimately decided... Oh, cool. Okay, this is slightly better. But yeah, so I was... I do like customization, but I really hate like fidgeting with 101 different lines. What do I think suits my wild man Archimedes, who apparently bears no resentment? You know what? That'll do. Let's see if there's anything else on this path. That's a very heroic face. I have no idea if I just went back to the same thing. Fancy, you know what, that's maybe a little too extreme. I still want a job that pays taxes. Facial hair. Why not? These pyromancers has got to be, like, reddish. I'm not so sure that... Well, I tried. It's Johnny Big Time. God, I know so many people at school who look like this. Make him look like my prime minister at one phase in his life. I don't think I'll go full mountain man, but that is looking sufficiently scraggly. Can we give him long, luxurious eyelashes? And eyebrows that won't quit. Yeah, I don't... It'd be great if I could make it, like, super red, but... I don't think I have much hope unless I want to start really messing around with this stuff. It's starting to look a little crazy. Yeah, we'll go for that. Looks decidedly unnatural, but we'll run with it. Cosmetics? Not happening. Alright, you know what? We'll live with that. Alright. So the whole point on this one was I wanted to open up some options in terms of what I could do. I really wanted to be able to finally use magic as a strategy in the game, which is something I've never done before in a Dark Souls. I mean, I've occasionally used healing, but this time I'd sort of like a full spectrum to be able to to sort of use to have the full experience, if you will. And Pyromancer seemed to be a nice way that I could focus on melee, sort of dodge and dance around a bit, while still being able to cast stuff. This is definitely going to take a while. So, funny thing about Dark Souls, Cemetery of Ash. If you're playing, you'd go noble and roleplay as a noble with intellectual pursuits into the arcane, much to the chagrin of his overbearing father, and then for science practices in his pyromantic arts in the basement at night. Sounds like Isaac Newton. What was I going to say? So Dark Souls was actually a game that made me go out and buy a controller because it was so difficult to play with a mouse and keyboard. So it's one of the rare games that I still do it. I really like the way that this game looks. Still running around doing the whole walking thing. R is to control the camera. Check. RB is regular attack. RT is strong attack. Push down right is target lock and release. Oh my god! They are not fooling around in this game. B is backstep, L and B is roll. Okay. Move and hold down B to dash. Soul of a departed corpse. One of the things I really enjoyed about Dark Souls was every item sort of had it felt like every item had a story reason behind it. It's one of the reasons why it was so rewarding to read the item descriptions. I'm not going to be doing that during this playthrough because I only have a short period of time in which to cast this. But what I think I'll do is okay, let's see how this goes. Whoa! Okay, heavy attacks are a no. I will heal up when I need to, but I'm gonna try and get the most that I can out of this. An Ashen Estus Flask. Fill with Estus at a bonfire, restores HP. Ooh, how do I unequip that? There we go. I don't think I want to use any of these other things. Fill with Estus at a bonfire, restores FP, and I'm assuming because it's blue that it's for the blue line, which is mana or something equivalent. Alright. LB is guard, which of course, because I'm double-handing, is not currently available. RB behind an enemy is a critical hit. So I never know if I'm supposed to like walk into them or just hit, but God, that is still satisfying. Somebody is shooting an arrow at me. LT is parry, and RB is riposte. That's definitely not what I wanted to do. I genuinely don't know what I did. But it concerns me, and I just spent FP, it looks like. Left and RB is kick. It doesn't seem right. Maybe I just need to accept I'm not going to be able to kick. Oh, hang on. Felt like I had it. Alright, well clearly that is not going to be reliable, so... Were you shooting arrows at me? Oh, you were. X to use item. Y to two-hand a weapon, LT while two-handing to use right weapon skills. That makes sense. I definitely got accustomed to in the old Dark Souls games, I got very accustomed to sort of holding back. Turn back. Oh, something horrible is going to happen to me. I definitely got very accustomed to, how should I put this? Sort of taking my time and dancing around. It feels like this. I'm pretty sure that thing back there is an enemy. I definitely got accustomed to sort of like holding back and taking my time, and it feels like this one they encourage you to either go in aggressively. Oh boy. I'm sorry. This seems character building. So I've already used 2 Estus flasks in the tutorial. We're off to a good start, but let's see how pyromancy fixes this problem. Please lock on to the gentleman. Oh god, why did you do that? Fireball at the gentleman. Of course. The fire, it does nothing. In fairness, this does not seem particularly difficult. As long as I dodge that swipe. Oh, crap. I screwed up. Alright, that was fun. I'm pretty sure I can kill that thing. But I need to be a little more conscious of my movements, so... I'm also slightly tempted to see whether or not that weapon skill will help anything. Here I'd like to be quick, but not to the detriment of health. Obviously I'll get a couple extra souls for this. One of the things that I really liked about the... So actually this took a little getting... almost got by without a scratch. I'm still not 100% sure if I can take those things out before they successfully strike me. Now the good news is I died up against the wall, so I should be able to recover my souls pretty quickly. And I think there might be some logic in me trying to bait this thing out into the courtyard, because there's more things for me to sort of dodge around. That's a little... well, we'll leg it, and then we'll... Oh, I'm making the same mistake. Oh, this is gonna be bad. Okay, I want to still pull him out. Is he coming after me? Yep. Alright, this strikes me as a nice place where I can mess around with him a little bit. I'm caught. Get out of there! Oh, I didn't lock on. So the big thing about this is that there are the walls which will give me some opportunities to build up my mana. And it looks like I can get him down about a quarter of his health with fire. Which means in principle if I get another full... I don't know if I get a full mana off of that Ashen Flask. But if I do, I should be able to get him down to half health and then actually fight him like a man. No! Discretion is the better part of valor on this one. Out of mana. I'm sure there is a proper name for whatever this stuff is called, but... Alright, so we'll take a second here. Drink up. That's a pretty healthy, it's a pretty healthy total. I think I'll maybe save... I'll probably save like one last shot to charge up my weapon. Although the way that I'm sort of dancing around on this, it's debatable I'll be able to. It's debatable I'll be able to make something of it. Obviously, the longer that I take to engage him, then the worse off I'm going to be as far as sort of charging up my weapon's concerned. But we'll make do. Okay, so he's going to attack. There we go. Got a little greedy doing 2 there, but damn it. That actually works fairly well as a defensive measure. I'm caught. Oh, I said I was gonna... Okay. There we go. That's the last of my mana. So now we go fight like men. Oh, he's gonna hit. There we go. Still have a bit of a charge, but I wasn't 100%. I know I was doing 61 with those fireballs. I don't know what my axe does on its own. Hopefully I can get that information. Although, with any luck, I won't need to know it this time around, because I will end him. Looks like the charge is gone. I really wanted to do a charged attack on that, but I'm gonna wait until he makes a move. Ideally, he'll try some kind of a pouncing attack, but looks like he's going to go in for the slash. Okay, this will be good. Damn it, I miscalculated. I'm almost wondering if the heavy attack is something I should abandon and just go for the easy. Oh, he's gonna hit me. Nice. Oh, the greed was so real on that. What I should have done, I should have either healed up or I should have kept with the caution. Because every time I have died on a boss fight in Dark Souls, it has been precisely because I say, I'll just go all in on it. You know, it'll totally work out, and the game is built to punish that kind of thinking. So, the souls will not be difficult to recover, and we'll see if I can go for a clean sweep. I think one of the biggest things for me with Dark Souls is I'm a little miserly, so my reluctance to use consumable resources in pretty much any circumstances. Definitely something that leads to some pretty disappointing losses. So even here, right, like, there's not a great argument for me to use the Estus Flask, and yet, not using the Estus Flask here could just as easily translate into some pretty, into like a devastating loss. Something tells me, though, that this particular encounter, so like I was down by quite a bit more on that previous hit, so I am going to be a bit greedy again. No, it's not going to go after him. It feels like the camera sort of breaks a little bit faster than it should. This pretty much seems like a requirement if you're going to fight him, to try and bait him out. More like he baited me in. Just because it makes soul recovery so much faster, and again, you have more opportunities to sort of hide around things. You're good at that broadside of a barn. Oh. Clever girl. Oh, hey, got it. So apparently the hitting through walls mechanics apply to players in number 3. No wonder people call it easy. Oh, get out of there. This is gonna miss. Oh, he jumped into it. Nice. So I could try and charge up my my weapon, but the engage at range strategy has been working well for me so far. Okay, so take a minute to man up. I don't know if the fireballs really were, or the charge is really worth the extra. Oof. Okay, that's definitely an Estus, and I gotta get out of there fast. But yeah, I don't really know if the charge on the weapon is really worth it, because technically, like, I know I'm guaranteed about 61 damage. Damn it. I really screwed that one up. Yeah, so assuming I don't do something insanely stupid, I'm kind of guaranteed 61 damage, whereas it's not clear what the improvement to the damage is to, with the... Well, you know what? I said I was going to do it, so... Oh, no! That was so reckless. Okay, so I have to be double-handing it. There we go. Now we are in flavor country. Alright, I don't want any part of that. That's the death trap. So much greed. If I can't get out of here, yeah, he's coming for me. There we go. This is still a danger spot, though. I think I'm actually gonna Estus up off of that. The main reason is because he was able to one-shot me off of that, so rather than risk it on the extra health, I'm gonna go for the prudent move. So if I do anything more than 2 attacks, I have only myself to blame when I lose. I don't see a whole lot of a point in equipping a shield for this fight, but I'm wondering if I can get a double-handed hit. Yeah, I just don't know if the double-handed hit is really worth it. Oh, he's gonna swipe! Damn it. Get out of there! Okay. I don't think... I think 2 single hits is the better call, but I need to make sure he doesn't get the hit on me. I'm caught. Uh-oh. Nice. So I got a Titanite scale for my trouble. And incidentally, if you've never played Dark Souls before, if you touch the bloodstain... Oh, neat, they added a red to this one, so it'll give little images of how people died. So by this point, when you're walking in here, you're gonna see the icy beast. So chances are you already know what the damage is, but especially if there's something like a trap, then that's it's usually a nice little indicator. Looks like I got 4,000 souls to my name as well. So, oh, sorry guys, I have a antivirus message. Okay. Back to the task at hand. By the way, I will just caution you, I had talked to a courier that messed up one of my textbook orders. They said they would get back to me. There's no call yet, but I may have to interrupt the cast to take a call if... Alright. I've definitely employed all of those in that fight. Excellent point, T. Clark. I didn't even think of it that way, but yes, that was definitely lizard-like, and it was made out of crystal, so... Hooray, bonfire. Rest at bonfire, restore HP and Estus supply. Hopefully I can level up. Alright, so looks like it's not allowing me to... Yeah, so I can only leave that, which means I'm a bit heavy on souls right now. So incidentally, so for those of you who haven't played the game, you will occasionally see these phantoms running around. These are other people playing the game, so the multiplayer on this one is kind of interesting. Well, you know what? I'm going to be a big baby, and I'm going to say that hurts so much, I'm going to leave the bonfire. So, basically the multiplayer in this game is always on, which is a benefit as well as a detriment. And, alright, so you can see 2 blood puddles here. Clearly these guys are not just praying. Please lock onto him. Okay. It appears that braver warriors than I could not handle the pair. So the players are able to leave messages to each other. Damn it! And they track very well. Oh, hello. So basically, you're able to leave messages for other players, sometimes ones that are particularly unhelpful, and sort of see little fragments of what's going on. The original game, actually, there was a bell that you needed to ring, and when a player in the game rang the bell, you'd hear it in your own game. So it's a really neat idea. Some of the drawbacks to the always-on multiplayer are the invasion mechanic, which I always found a difficult one because it definitely encouraged preying on new players, and there's definitely so it is supported in the story. There's sort of the idea of people who will be willing to sort of pillage the humanity of others in order to achieve their ends, and whether or not that's a good thing. But the biggest problem I've been on a few forums, I've had a few conversations in chat about that. Oh, my dodging leaves something to be desired, that's for sure. And I got a firebomb for my trouble. Fading Soul. Not sure if I want to use the Estus on this yet. I probably should, but I'll wait till... I don't think these guys do that much damage on their own. Hello, Masegoma. How you doing? So the, right. Full tension. Okay. Is there anything down there for me to... Okay. Drat. I am going to try that again. Did they add something new to this? What do you mean, Trippy Tube? You loathe PvP, so you try to make a point of always playing Souls games offline. And yeah, see, the one challenge for that, for me, T. Clark, is that I think the messages are part of the game. Like, I think you're missing out if you don't have that experience. But I agree completely that the idea of this always-on PvP... So my view is that, you know, you can justify... You know, you can come up with as many story justifications as you want for... you know, for the PvP mechanic. But the fact of the matter is, if you, like, if people aren't having a good time, it doesn't really matter, right? Like, you can, not every game has to be fun in the sense that, like, obviously this War of Mine is not quite fun in the same way that Super Mario Brothers is fun. No, Trippy Tube. This is the very first time I've played Dark Souls 3. I have played Dark Souls 2, and I played Dark Souls 1. I played both on cast. Dark Souls 2 I played completely blind on cast. And, similar story. Okay, there's almost certainly something that's going to kick my ass here. The blood puddles will tell me. Okay, well that's obviously a boss. Yeah, well, I wanted to try something. I've never really used magic in Dark Souls, so I wanted to try something different. No. Clearly, this will have no consequences whatsoever. I don't even care if you're friendly. I am kicking your ass, sir. Whoa! Fire, please. I am gonna get my ass kicked. Ow! Oh, I suck. Alright. Sweet mother of mercy, what is that? Jesus Christ. Oh god, okay. I can still win this if I keep my head. Nope. Oh, that's gonna be a hard one to I mean, that's not a bad... I mean, so this is a tutorial boss, so, like, this overall should be easy. That's not a bad run. I completely forgot that there's multiple phases to boss. I mean, I'd heard a rumor of it. I tried to do as much blind as I could, but, you know, you can't help hearing people talk about a game, right? No! Okay. I need every scrap of health I can get, because I have a feeling it's not going to give me all those free hits on him. I am playing blind, yes. They are Trippy Tube. I mean, this is one of the things... I particularly love the design of the monsters. So obviously, like, the giants don't look anything... Okay, I need to stop being so cowardly. It definitely feels like this game is built around as much aggression as possible. But yeah, it's, like, even things like the giants, right? Like, everybody sort of has an idea of what a giant should look like, and yet when you look at Dark Souls 2, the giants look entirely different from what you would normally expect. So, but yeah, anyway, so I now need to live in a world where there's multiple phases to bosses, and I need to adapt. This is going to be fun. Okay, get your souls, my friend. And if you're gonna die, die closer to the entrance next time, please. I am fucked. Okay, I think I can get one more hit from him before I use up an Estus. Although I think my Estus won't, damn it. Yeah. I should probably just engage him in melee. Let's go. Whoa! Where'd that come from? Oh, I'm screwed. Piece of cake. All right. In tradition. Ooh. Oh, that looks nice. All right. How do we do this? Aha. Is there no... Okay. I usually had to give out like a ridiculous victory sound, but seeing as I don't actually have the I don't have the appropriate one, I'll just do a solemn M'lady. Spend those sweet, sweet souls. Nope. Okay, interesting. So you're not able to level up at the bonfires anymore. And the overly dramatic door opening. Broken straight sword. I'm assuming there's some significance to, like, the start of the game. So, like, obviously here, a broken straight sword would be... I wonder what the... I don't want to read too many items, but... the fact that there's a straight sword with a broken blade, a weapon of no exceptional qualities, only a Mad Hollow would choose to fight with this. While in stance, use normal attack to break the foe's guard. Okay, that's not important. Temporary boost attack. And what is that item that I just bought? Coiled sword. Sword missing from the shrine bonfire. Cannot be equipped as a weapon. Thrust into the shrine bonfire to restore its power and enable travel between bonfires. Oh, cool. The sword is only bequeathed to chosen ash as judged by the Ludex. Or sorry, is it Ludex or Iodex? Who awaits the arrival of ash as a scabbard. Ah, so the thing that I just killed, apparently it was a test or a... or he found me unworthy. I don't know. I've got very cool little shader effects on me right now, so I'm happy. There is a side of me that really wonders how long it takes to make levels like this. Because I've sort of seen like these renditions of levels that are like sort of like white boxes. And obviously here, right, like you don't necessarily need to have every last texture accounted for when you're determining the overall shape. And like this is basic stuff, right? So like the only time I've ever made a level, ow! Oh, I need to lock on. No heavy attacks ever. That was ridiculous. I might as well S this up. What was I gonna say? So like, I don't know, in something like Quake 2, oh, I really do, as I go on. But I thought I answered that, but that, yes, it is definitely a blind playthrough. I've tried to do that every time with Dark Souls games. I couldn't do it with the first because I'd already beaten it on cast. Ah, there's the guy. But yeah, as I said during the Cultist Simulator stream and all the other ones, the contract is that I reserve certain... So like I said, I've had this in... I love the Dark Souls games. I have had this in my library for over a year, gifted to me from a viewer. And I've held off. I actually originally had a big video planned for it, but because I wanted to do the... what am I doing? I did a heavy attack. That's what I did. And what happened? I took unnecessary damage. Which is the worst kind of damage, by the way. I'm going to need to learn how to kick, I think. Oh, that heavy attack worked, though. But yeah, so the contract is that I preserve sort of first impressions of games, especially because they're kind of precious, right? You don't get to see what somebody's first reaction to a game is. So a great example, I got a key from a game which I sort of had my eye on. It was because they're associated with a project I've been following quite closely. They gave me a DM and offered a key. I was quite excited. I felt bad because there's a side of me that thinks I should buy that game, but I also know I wouldn't be able to play it right away, which is one of the reasons I've held off purchasing. But there's a side of me that thinks I should... It sounded like there was something coming after me. There's a side of me that sort of said, maybe I shouldn't play ahead of time because, it's a game that's still in development, and I think there's a value in having a recording of the very first experience. What is obvious, what isn't obvious. This looks, not particularly nasty. Ha! But yeah, basically the idea is that I hold off on stuff that I've really wanted to play for a while so that I can have that first impression. Again, it's the only time you're ever going to be able to see that, and I think there's value in seeing that live. Ooh, this looks like a tough fellow. Let's not go to places where I can fall off the edge. The strikes, yeah. They're basically like the... Holy crap, he's tougher than I thought. They seem like the knights in Hyde's Tower. I should have... I had no business going in when I was down like that. Alright. We are learning. Slowly we are learning. Of course, if I lose all of my health, or all of my souls, I'm gonna be very upset with myself. It's another big reason for running backwards. Thank you, TrippyTube. Yeah, I understand the frustration. Everybody, especially if it's something that was very obvious to you the first time that you played. Like, I get that it's annoying to see somebody miss something that seems so obvious. And like in this case, I'm sort of following my natural inclination to kind of go and explore areas which are so what's the obvious path that I would normally take? I'd head up into here, right? This is pretty clear. Just look at the lighting, right? There's every single signpost in the world telling me, hey, go into that spot. But I want to explore, so. Chalk got beat up by a naked mad. Lesson learned. Don't go that way. That is not the lesson that I learned, T. Clark. The lesson that I learned is to take care of any potential ads. And that if at first you... Oh yeah, there was also an item that I wanted to pick up. East-west shield. I don't know if it gives me anything better than the shield that I'm currently using. And I'm not going to investigate. Ember. Oh yeah, so I lost my fancy... I think it's a shader that does that. I don't know how to make video games. I'm pretty sure it's a shader that makes those fancy fire effects, though. Hail, good Sir Samurai. Could I get you to come over here, but keep a respectful distance so I can throw fire at thee? That's how they talked in the old days, right? I'm not falling for that trick. Oh, that's actually another thing I've noticed is that Dark Souls enemies sometimes have trouble with stairs. So corners and stairs are a nice little way that you can get an unfair advantage. All right, he's gonna try something saucy. Oh, oh, I got it. Damn it. I was reading chat instead of paying attention to what I should have been. Oh, he's gonna do something awful. Ha ha! Not today. Wow, that does not do a lot of damage. Well done. Oof! I'm gonna get killed. Ow. God damn it. So, what I've noticed compared to the other Dark Souls games, the fact that the combat is so fast has made me an absolute coward. And what it translates to is me bouncing around like an idiot and not doing damage. And the most effective way to reduce the damage that you take is to kill the enemy. But I am tremendously... I don't know if it's apparent. I am really enjoying this. Obviously, this is an extended... an extended tour of the other parts of the first level. But I can live with that. Okay. Let's try and get as many cheeky hits in as I can. Oh, that was potentially costly. Okay, so it's cool that he gets staggered that... Oh, I forgot to deal with those guys. I am very glad that they don't wake up when he comes in the area. Sorry, I see your message there, TrippyTube, but I gotta deal with my samurai problems. You don't have the capacity to calmly realize you need to change tactics. If you keep dying, you just yell at the screen and throw things. Well, I'm throwing fireballs to deal with my problems. Alright, he did a little damage, but nothing too catastrophic. Oh, hopefully these guys don't wake up. I can't run over the edge. Alright, so if I leave those guys alone, I don't need to worry about it. Alright, clever girl. I need to... So I either need to run away like a coward and mana up. I don't know where he went. Probably back to his spot. Yep. We ain't finished, noob. I was only joking. Now that I've weakened you up, let's fight like men. Not today. I got an Uchi Katana, Master's Attire, and Master's Gloves. Okay. I'm just going to take a quick second and get my chat on the top screen. Thank you everybody for hanging out with me, by the way. Again, this is my very first look at Dark Souls 3. I approve. I'm very clearly taking on things I shouldn't. I also might want to... Ooh? Who here has played the original Dark Souls? Does not open from this side. Alright. That is very interesting to me. So for those of you who haven't played the original Dark Souls, Firelink Shrine is like, after you get past the tutorial, it's sort of the first area you wind up in. Jesus Christ. Cleric's Sacred Chime. Well, that'll give me some healing. He had clothes and gloves. Why was it? I believe if I were to put on the same outfit, well, it would improve my weight ratio, but now I know I was getting staggered so much because the poise is lower. Same deal with the Master's Gloves. You know what? I am all good with the pyromancy. So yeah, there's a couple things about Dark Souls 2. I get the impression, and it's partly through the sort of Ornstein-looking character, I get a very distinct impression that Dark Souls 2 is supposed to take place a very long time after the first game. And there's sort of hints in the level design, but nothing conclusive that that's the case. The fact that this explicitly mentions Firelink Shrine, I mean, it could mean that it's contemporary. It could mean that it's earlier. They could just deliberately be messing with me. And honestly, I think it's a bit of a foolish game to try and read the tea leaves. I'm not smart enough to figure out Dark Souls lore on its own. You like the mountain man fur trade? Yeah, I mean, that's why I didn't want to go for, like, the full grizzly beard. I generally Whoa! I really want to kick this thing off the cliff, but I have a feeling this is there specifically to knock me off the cliff. Well played, From. Well played. Ah, another ember. I don't know what they do, but it's an ember. I mean, there's the possibility that that area I was back in was the Firelink Shrine, but that doesn't seem right. Oh! Is this... Praise the sun. I think this is Firelink Shrine. So this must happen a really long time before... before Dark Souls. Yeah, so there's the bonfire at the start. Oh god, this is so interesting. The bonfire will deliver thee to Lothric. My god, this is a very beautiful game. There are... So I think everybody's probably got the impulse to make a video game. Because, like, if you play video games, right, you think to yourself, you know, yeah, I can do this. There are two things that make me excited about the prospect of making a game, or one of these things that makes me envious of designers who get to do games. One is to be able to create environments for people to experience things in. So, like, you can see, you know, the art team almost certainly had to visit, you know, some monasteries and just, you know, all these great old places to make their, oh, interesting. So there's got to be some way up there to get that item. So I'm tempted to go for the bonfire because that... Well, why is everybody dying? Solved. But yeah, so there's just something about, like, being able to create a world. I mean, even honestly, like, to be able to create a world and just walk through it. I was talking a little bit about Quake 2 levels. And just the idea, okay, so this has got to be after some progression, I should be able to kick down this ladder. Oh, I wonder if that's the same ladder from in the Undead Bird. That feels a little close. Soul of a desecrated corpse, I think. It's locked. But yeah, so just to be able to sort of walk through your own environment and experience it. And the other one is the experiences that you can give either through, you know, storytelling or gameplay. We talked a lot about that in Cultist Simulator, actually. How you can sort of map these real life experiences that you've had to this wild story about a cult leader, but what it... but you know, you don't need to have the wild yarn to, you know, to get some value out of it. Everything's told through cards, and you piece together the story on your own. It's a really tight little exercise in giving the player just enough information to understand what's going on. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just gonna gush about this environment because this looks so cool. I really want to install the old Dark Souls and like map this environment. Oh. Holy King Lothric, last hope of his line. Yeah, especially T. Clark, especially given my propensity to do stupid stuff. Watchers of the Abyss. Yorm the Giant, the profaned capital. I'm wondering, something's got to happen. So the fact that these people were introduced at the start, much like the first Dark Souls game, those are almost certainly bosses, which means I'm going to have to fight a giant, and I'm going to be sad, and it's going to be miserable. Ludith the Exiled. Oh yeah, the Watchers of the whatever are the guys in those silly hats. Saint Aldrich of the Deep. It's the weirdest dinner party I've ever been to. But yeah, so one thing I really like, and I've not ever been able to sort of work out myself. So in Quake, you know, I do levels, there maybe be like 2 or 3 sort of like layers to the level, or like floors. Because obviously you want to have opportunities to sort of like jump down and like fire down on someone. That's just a lot of fun, and, you know, maybe a sniping area or something like that. But the idea of playing a game, so like just something down to level design. I mean, there's maybe some logic behind the... So in this case, right, you've kind of got this upward journey from so this is where I came from, right? So you've got this big upward journey to, oh man, up to the Firelink Shrine here. I think there's maybe, a few, again, you want that experience of climbing the mountain, right? But it's always something that's missed, like for me, it's like, well, you move forward, so you move forward on a plane, and yet that's such a boring approach. So even just little detail, I mean, I'm moving aside from the fact that, everything just looks super good. I'm always impressed. And, the funny thing is like things like this almost certainly were probably done by people with like entry-level skills. Like I'm sure, the big boss fights are the one where people get to do the fancy design jobs. Anyways.
Ah, another one roused from the sleep of death. Well, you're not alone. We unkindled are worthless. Can't even die right. Gives me conniptions. And they'd have us seek the lords of Cinder and return them to their moulding thrones. But we're talking true legends with the metal to link the fire. We're not fit to lick their boots.
Nope. So this is the Dark Souls 3 version of the Crestfallen Knight, and I've gotten the collapse emote.
Don't you think?
I really like how they've... So obviously there's plenty of homages to the original game without... well, I mean, even the second one. These are characters that keep coming back, but they're never too, like, nudge, nudge, wink, wink about it.
What a sick joke. Asking us to seek the lords of Cinder and return them to their moulding thrones. We're talking true legends, those who would link the fire. We're not fit to lick their boots.
Okay, so it looks like they removed... I know one of the things about Dark Souls that frustrated a friend of mine when he played it was you had to talk multiple times to get story. He found that really frustrating because there was no indication. And I was just going to say, it's like Dark Souls will give you no indication about anything. Like, have fun. But I see his point. Like, obviously... if you've got a convention where you get all the information that you need off of one dialogue, or there's no indicator in the game that there's more going on, you sometimes feel like you've been cheated. Anyways.
Welcome to the bonfire, unkindled one.
Milady?
I'm a firekeeper.
Oh, hello. You look very different from the other
I tend
firekeepers.
to the flame and tend to thee.
Tell me more.
The lords have left their thrones and must be delivered to them.
Yeah, that guy was talking about it. How did he respond?
To this end, I am at thy side.
Excellent. Oh, okay, so firekeepers level you up. Let's have a chat, because I want T. Clark to freak out every time I move around with 10,000 souls. The way environments all work around and connect to each other in the Souls games always reminds you of the old Metroid games, except in 3D. It's a good point. I actually never played that much Metroid. But I know exactly what you're talking about, and this is one of the things that it's actually one of the reasons why I'm willing to put up with the Dark Souls games being a little bit more opaque than I would normally like, and it's because the process of exploring the environment and just trying to figure out what's going on is like, that's almost worth it on its own. I was going to tab out. Could somebody do !cause in the chat, please? I just wanted to remind you guys, Friday was actually the first day that we didn't have any donations towards Iserson, which is fine because you guys have been very generous before. But because I am without a mod, and because we're, I guess, running a little thinner on the audience tonight, I wanted to make sure that wasn't lost. Again, if you guys would like the full story, you can click on the WordPress link there. There's a blog. If you'd like to donate directly to the Eyes of Sin, the bottom is there. Any donations made on this channel, I'll put towards her. I'll cover the PayPal costs. But again, not a requirement. It is a strong suggestion because I'm going to be casting 5 days a week again for this. But I know I mentioned it at the beginning, and I thought I should another word in.
Ashen One, to be unkindled is to be a vessel for souls. Sovereignless souls will become thy strength. I will show thee how. Ashen One, bring me souls plucked from their vessels. Ashen One, to be sovereign. I will Ashen One.
All right.
Very well. Then touch the darkness within me.
But we just met.
Nourishment from these sovereignless souls.
Okay. So vigor is health. I'm tempted. I normally don't like going for wikis, but I am somewhat tempted to find out what the I'm somewhat tempted to find out what the what the soft caps on these things are. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Trippy Tube. Yeah, I don't even really know. I mean, for my own part, I've never had that because I've always had laundry inside of where I live. So it doesn't tell me about the damage that I can do with fire. I've got defenses. The big challenge for me is that... So pyromancy might be an intelligence thing. It's never really suggested that it's that. Luck is tempting. God.
Farewell, Ashen.
There should be a way that I can figure out what's going on with these. Gain the strength of flame, boosting HP until death. Okay, so for the Yuji Katana, a unique katana characterized by the fine craftsmanship of an eastern land where it was forged. The finely sharpened blade cuts flesh like butter and causes bleeding, but breaks easily as a result. Skill hold. Assume a holding stance to rapidly execute a lunging slash with a normal attack or deflecting parry with a strong attack. Oops. So this thing needs 16 dexterity. And C scaling with dex. I believe that has to be a two-handed weapon. It doesn't really say. Not a major argument for choosing it over the hand axe. So I'm just looking where I can equip my pyromancies. Surely there is some place that tells me I remember in the original game it would tell you what... Oh, here we go. Okay, so the book and the star.
Ashen, the mark of ash will guide thee to the land of the lords. To Lothric, where the homes of the lords converge.
Can you say that again?
Ashen One, to be
Nope.
sovereign. I will show Ashen One. Very well. Then touch the darkness within me. Take nourishment from these sovereignless souls.
Okay, so it's intelligence and faith seem to be the big drivers for these. Gives me stamina. I don't like that I'm splitting everything apart like this, but
Farewell, Ashen One.
okay, so can't do anything with the... Oh, I can. I'm gonna do some exploring first. Looks like somebody was attacking this thing. Hey! I've seen that guy before.
A pleasure to make thine acquaintance.
Oh god, I've seen this one too.
Ashen One. I am but a humble handmaid of the shrine. Weapons, armor, trinkets, and spells. I've lots of little things to ease the burden of a weary traveler. And yes, I'm undead too, but not so charitable as to give my goods away. Ashen One, fetch souls and bring them to me. As is thy wont, no? Ashen One, if my wares are not to thy satisfaction, bring me umbral ash. With ash, I'll fashion new wares. Is it not our sorry fate to sup on death?
I'm gonna guess that's gonna repeat if I hit talk
Knowest
again.
thou of that soppy
nope.
gossip? That cordial intrusion layeth the path to embers. And so thou art in need of a soapstone, Ashen One. Then thy pockets will overflow with souls to trade to me.
This is talking about either co-op or invasions. Cordial, I'm gonna assume, is co-op.
Ashen One, it bring with, is it not? Knowest thou of the and so then thy
Okay, Ember, Repair Powder, Purple Moss Clump, Firebomb, Homeward Bones. White Sign Soapstone's tempting, but I haven't used co-op before. I'd rather not do it now. Heal Aid is actually really tempting. I'm gonna skip the Soapstone though.
Ashen One, be sure to bring more souls.
Interesting. I'm assuming I need to equip that at a bonfire then? Otherwise I've probably just wasted money on this nonsense. Andre?
Well, a newcomer, I see. I am Andre.
He is.
I serve at this shrine as a humble smith, forging weapons. You're in search of the Lords of Cinder, I trust. A toilsome journey, I'd wager. You'll require good arms.
And legs
Let
too.
me smith you weapons. I am a smith, such is my purpose.
A lot, Estus. Oh, cool. I definitely need the health. Estus Shard is how I improve.
Weapons and protection are sturdy enough by and large, but when overused, they'll eventually break. When their durability...
This
is
character
low,
for
they
sure,
become a
Trippy too.
necessity. Use a powder, or simply rest at a bonfire. But should chance impel them break, bring them me. I'll hammer them back into shape. They take no pleasure in breaking, I assure ye. So handle them with care, if you would.
So the challenge that I have here, TrippyTube, is I'm not sure if this is way before. So this, I'm pretty sure this is way before the first Dark Souls game, because the Firelink Shrine is a ruin when you arrive at it, and it doesn't. It officially doesn't exist in Dark Souls 2, or at least there's no area that I ran into called the Firelink Shrine. Now the challenge is that everybody in this game is undead, so Andre could, you know, it's entirely possible that he has survived and either has no recollection or sees no business in terms of talking about the state of the world right now. But yeah, that's a little bit of kind of why I'm spending so much time walking around looking at everything, is there seem to be some hints in terms of where this sort of falls in terms of the overall story, which are really interesting.
There are two ways to smith weapons. Simple reinforcement is one, and infusion the other. Reinforcement is straightforward. It strengthens a weapon without altering its property. Infusion is a more advanced form of smithing that infuses an element. Reinforcement requires titanite, and infusion requires gems. Bring the stones, and I'll do the smithing. It's my purpose, after all. In battle, your weapons are your only friends. Forge them well, and they won't let you down. Another matter. Infusing weapons with gems requires a special kind of coal. My humble coals won't be any use infusing more unusual gems. I know, it's an awful shame, but it's all I have. Oh, please don't give me that look. Believe it or not, I'm quite thin-skinned. Oh, by the by, if you find any Estus shards, bring them here. They can be used to reinforce either of your Estus flasks. Without those flasks, you'd want for life or focus. And they'll always stay with you. Why not treat them well? Huh? Weapons and protection are
I've heard this.
by and large. But when they use a update, so...
Alright, I don't think I want to do any
Be careful. I don't want to see my work squandered.
do any work. Yeah, I have a feeling that my base weapon starting off in the game is not something I want to be putting any shards into. I did really like that I'm quite thin-skinned line, though. Alright, let's take another look around. I think I've already lost sort of my bearings in terms of where I am in terms of Firelink Shrine in the original game, but I think it's safe to say that the team that made Dark Souls took great care in thinking through the logic of what what the world looked like. Friend. All right. I sometimes wonder too, when people make halls like this, do they make the hall and then light the environment, or is there some lighting that's sort of done on the way? Because like obviously this didn't have to be lit by candles. It'll happen to you too. Hello, the Eyes of Sin. Everyone, this is this lady I was talking about. How are you doing, my friend? Much like last week, I am spending the time spreading stories of your misery, saying nothing about your virtues as a person. Not a problem at all. I'm always happy to see you here. I never take attendance. Have you... I guess you wouldn't have seen me play Dark Souls at any point. So yeah, I quite like the Dark Souls series. Everybody likes the Dark Souls series. That's not original. But what I did was I wanted to try and capture the magic of playing Dark Souls and winning it on my own when I played Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin for the first time. And I wanted to do the same for Dark Souls 3. So I will admit, the original plan was to run through a bunch of the stuff I already had on my list to play through. And then I was going to do a big preview video with a whole bunch of clips from the previous rounds that I had done to sort of like hype everybody up for it. I'm pretty sure that's the message about it'll happen to you too at some point. Yep, I have spatial awareness. Eyes of Sin, there's some witnesses in here who can probably confirm that I am not good at it, but it's very kind of you to assume otherwise. But yeah, so I thought, but one of the big ones for me was obviously, you know, it's a special stream. Friday I wasn't able to wrangle any donations out of people, so I thought I would start off strong on the second week and begin with my very first steps into Dark Souls. So we've beaten the first tutorial boss, and now we are on our way to what I'm assuming is the main game. And I set myself on fire, and the game is done. GG, folks. Anyways, for those of you who do not know, for those of you who do not know her, Eyes of Sin is a wonderful friend of the cast. Interesting. So, I can only attune one spell at the moment, and I am definitely not attuning a heal. Some of the replacement clothes you ordered came in. I may have to do a, hey guys, I'm fashion incompetent, but thank you for helped clothe me stream, or a photo thing. I am always very happy to see photos of you at any point, Eyes of Sin. But yeah, that would be fun. If you would like to, if you do decide to do a stream like that or a feed, let me know, and I will very happily retweet that so people can see what was contributed. But yes, guys, for those of you who didn't know, Eyes of Sin is the reason why we're doing this stream, ! Cause, if you'd like to know what happened. She sadly had clothes of hers stolen when she was doing laundry, and I thought I would do 2 weeks of sort of crowd pleaser games in hopes of prompting people to donate what they can. Again, it doesn't have to be a large amount, even $1 is big, because I mean, we do definitely live in a time where people tend to take a lot of content for granted. A lot of the stuff is available for free. I don't pay for a lot of content that I see. And more importantly, you have a lot of streamers who are asking you, you know, there's a sub button on here, there's a donation button on here. There's a lot of people asking you for your money, and it's, you know, not too far away from Christmas either. Oh my god, TrippyTube. Wow. I don't know what to say. That is incredible. Thank you very much for... Thank you very much for doing that. That is not just the largest single donation to the cause, that's one of the largest single donations to the stream. Obviously that's for the Eyes of Sin. Trippy Dude, that is incredibly generous of you. The point I was making was for small dollar amounts. Sorry, I'm a little flustered. small dollar amounts because in aggregate that says here is a group of people who care about you and want to see you do well, and we can take a bad thing that happened and turn it into a collection of small inconveniences. Apparently, TrippyTube is either independently wealthy and $100 is an inconvenience, or is an incredibly generous individual. I really do not want to... So the challenge that I always run into on donations like that is I do not want to undervalue all of the donations that came before. I have been utterly floored by the generosity that you guys have displayed. So I do honestly mean it every single time that a donation comes in. But TrippyTube, I could not have expected something like that. Thank you so much. I know you said that happened to you as well. So that's unbelievable. There are going to be some, not exactly prizes, but there are going to be some things that will unlock. I'll announce those a little bit later into the week. But there's going to be some special things that I do for people as a result of the donations. So I will be very happy. I will let you know. Everything's retroactive, so if you've donated before, you basically get opted in, and if you want to give it up, obviously, just let me know. But I'm very grateful for you doing that, TrippyTube. I was very surprised by the generosity of people during this little campaign. But I don't think I ever would have expected an amount that hit three figures like that. You certainly gave a friend of mine a very happy Christmas. Okay, I guess I need to give you entertainment now that I've... Oh, that's good to hear, Isaacson. I guess I need to go to the High Wall of Lothric. But yeah, guys, I obviously will still encourage. The purpose of this was to do a series of small inconveniences for people, and to say basically, in aggregate, a collection of small sums, because this is what happened to me when I got mugged. It was a collection of small sums, which didn't make me whole, but definitely lessened the impact. And again, the value of people saying, you know what, I care enough that I'm gonna help you out, really meant a lot to me. So, you're not spending money on Christmas presents because your family sucks, so you might as well spend it on people that you like. TrippyTube, that is... first of all, I'm sorry to hear that about your family. I can relate in a way that almost sounds unfair to my family, so I probably can't go into detail. But I get where you're coming from. And I'm definitely very grateful that you decided to transform that into something positive. Rather than let it become something that makes you a more selfish or a more resentful person. That's definitely a very kind thing that you did, and thank you. Incidentally, guys, actually, so this is a conversation that I had. Some people were asking me about whether or not it makes sense to stream on Christmas, whether or not people were having... So I don't know if these things are going to attack me or if I should feel sorry for them. It's all good. Good luck, but skeleton. So... somebody asked me, does it make sense to stream on Christmas? Do people watch or do they have to do family things? Now, I moved across the country to work at this job, and I don't really have... I have some friends in town, but not people who I regularly see. So I definitely... oh, actually, I'm sorry, guys. I almost forgot. Bob2 Opa 2A, thank you very much for stopping by. Sorry I didn't say hi to you earlier. I know you basically just had to listen to me talk the whole time. It's a fundraiser, so I definitely have been screwing up a little bit on that. But I really appreciate you stopping by, and we will hopefully see you again. I forgot, I need to message someone. They wanted to see me when I did Dark Souls.
I would never want to belong.
Bob2OP2A, thank you so much. Again, you didn't get to see a whole lot, so I really appreciate that vote of support. Have a great night. Thank you so much. All right. It's his fault if he hasn't seen it. But yeah, so I moved out here. I don't have a lot of people who I see regularly on, on a social basis. Don't have any family in town. So my obligations are more or less non-existent. And my feeling on this is that I know there are some people who, I don't want to fight that. Those look scary. I know there are some people who don't have family or will be away from family for Christmas. So I don't know if it will be Christmas Day. I'll do my best to do so, but I do intend to do some Christmas close Christmas. I don't quite know how to define it. But I definitely intend to do some casts around that time. And again, I know I don't want people to feel like they're without options. So if you do have family and you are on good terms, okay, what's going to happen here? Obviously spend it with them, but I am going to do some broadcasts to try and make it a happy season, especially for those of you who might be feeling a little bit at loose ends in the holiday. And again, that's definitely an experience that I've had. Whoa, okay. Definitely been at loose ends, or I've been at loose ends myself and had some friends kind of invite me over at the last minute. I obviously can't invite you over personally to my house. Whoa! Down, boy. But at the very least, we can have a virtual Christmas celebration and play some games together. I got some fun stuff coming up too. I don't know if I should announce what it is, but I think you will be. We'll have some good stuff for Christmas. Nothing that'll make people too upset for me springing it out for the holiday, but fun enough that it's fun enough that people will feel it was worth the time. I thought there was an item down here somewhere. By the way, for those of you who don't know her, Eyes of Sin does occasionally cast herself. Maybe I did pick up the item. She does occasionally cast herself. I keep forgetting, it's not Hive Mind, it's Hive something. She was playing an adventure game recently. Oh god, that's a dragon. This thing's almost certainly going to get alive. She's definitely a good caster in her own right. She's got a computer that's a little bit older, so a little bit like my experience getting started with broadcasting, where God. I don't know why these things aren't attacking me. Right, looks like this gentleman's gotten lost. I don't think I really want to tempt well, okay. Couldn't be that easy. But Eyes of Sin is definitely somebody who is able to sort of sustain a cast, even if it isn't... I saw him around the corner. Damn it! I feel like this is something that's going to come up and attack me at some point. I'm reluctant to attack things that are passive, though, because it's possible, like for the Hyde's Tower, when you do that, you suddenly trigger all these knights that attack you, so I don't want to be unnecessarily aggressive if I can avoid it. Sin is definitely a very talented caster in her own right, has a very nice voice. She actually submitted a voice acting submission, which I hope does well, but I know she submitted it without any expectations in terms of where it would take her. She's also quite the writer, it turns out. And just generally she's quite involved in Twitch, actually. She was somebody who helped out on a charity stream I was doing with Jesse Quill before. But somebody who's definitely worth following if you guys like good casts. And why wouldn't you? And definitely a very sort of different style from mine, but a very enjoyable one. And a couple of games that I had gifted to her that she's played and played quite well were Gods Will Be Watching, which is the Dark Souls of adventure games. And I hate that phrase, but she's also done Cook Serve Delicious, which is a game I am a big fan of. Okay, so there's something hiding behind that. Ah! Haha! Not today, my friend. So he's gonna come bursting through that. But he's got a shield, so careful. There we go. I'm reasonably happy that between the first Dark Souls to the third one... Alright, how the hell am I gonna get up there? That looks like that area that you drop down into... developers know what people liked in the first Dark Souls. This is another little great piece, right? Everything in this room points you to this ladder. But yeah, between the first Dark Souls to the third one, I finally learned how to identify enemies before they leap out of the shadows to kill me. Okay, so I should be able to jump behind that wing and get the item. Although it looked like the guy was stuck, but... You gonna start something? No. Nice. If I only had a finger. Gold pine resin. Alright. I don't think I want to head down there yet. Ladders tend to be... I don't know, for some reason I always like to... so if you divide a level between sort of the vertical and the horizontal, for some reason I just like to blob out and do everything horizontal. Within reason, I'm not going to go back up to that other level and deal with the other alleyway. But I try to do that, and for some reason I find it hard to keep in mind where I've been vertically, whereas if I do it horizontally, I tend to have a pretty good idea of what's happened in the level. Okay. I feel like I've seen this in a trailer somewhere before. Now, if I was able to... Whoa! Shouldn't have looked at chat. Haha, not today. I'll screw you. Oh. I'm assuming the rapid pace is how they justify the instant Estus, because I know in ye old days it would take a minute or two to get Estus up. Alright, let's see what's going on up here. Whoa! I don't like the sound of that. Okay then. Oh, mother of God, no. Alright, none shall pass. I get it. I mean, what if... Can I leg it? Oh, nope, nope. This flaming column of death is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen, but... I am so dead. Okay, I wonder if I can... Oh, nope, nope, this is a bad idea. This is a terrible idea. Get out of there. I am going to accept that this is not in my immediate future. Although it does beg the question, how... Hello, Bivok. Yeah, this is the first time ever playing Dark Souls 3. Now, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get out of here if I know this layout. Wait, this is a different dragon. This is a dragon that does not breathe fire at me. I prefer this dragon. Hang on, wait a minute. No. Is that? That's absolutely fantastic, dear Vivok. Again, I'm terrible at this stuff. I love the Dark Souls games. I have no skill whatsoever. I'm told that apparently going by for a pyromancer the first time around is just creating a world of hurt for me. But I wanted to do something that had casting, because I never do that in Dark Souls. I wanted to have the full experience. And, I don't know. Whenever I play some kind of a sorcerer thing, I always keep thinking of Skyrim. Go cast your fancy magic somewhere else. So. Okay, so these guys caused me some problems last time. Alright. Well played, sir. Round number 2. Ha! Dirty. Alright, so where is... I should have played closer attention. I'm surprised because in the Dark Souls 2, the accuracy for the archers was just ridiculous. Oh, is there any rhyme or reason to the character's appearance? I mean, I wanted him to have red hair and a beard because he was a pyromancer. That's about it. Oh, well, you look like a big fella. Okay, didn't quite have enough stamina to finish that off. Oh no! Saved it. You always make sense. Okay. I should maybe start trying to go for some backstabs, or see if I can. That was a bit of a slow reaction on that dodge, if I'm completely honest with myself. Jesus, this guy's tough. Alright, so basically 2 whacks with a heavy attack. And then mop them up with a string of... I'm waiting for that dragon to appear out of nowhere. Well, as I said, I like to cover the plane if I can. Well, I mean, a plane can be vertical, but all Scots are pyromancers. Should I call them like Macarchimedes? Marchimedes? All your characters tend to have the same mousy long hair, green eyes, pale, tall, and look vaguely surprised and confused. I actually think... I am an idiot. Alright, you know what? I can run in and take this guy out, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be something nasty waiting for him. Why did I do that? Oh, of course there's... Oh, god damn you! Nope, 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 nope. This game is really good. I almost forgot the archer. I mean, I said I wanted the pyromancies, but I don't use them that much. You love hearing my reactions of fear and surprise. They're wholly amusing. I am very glad that you like that, Isaacson. So I had, I got some feedback on Saturday's cast. A couple of people who you never saw as other Soul streams did. What were my other Soul streams like? I don't have a good sense of myself. But there's a couple of people who I respect quite a bit, and they gave me a bit of feedback, or not even really feedback. They just let me know that they saw the stream, and see, I don't like the fact that that dog's coming along with him. And yes, I'm going to be a big baby about it. Discretion is the better part of valor, i.e., I am a coward. All right, well, you know what? Uh-oh. That's a sneaky way to dodge that. All right. Heavy attack number 1. Heavy attack number 2. Whoa! Didn't see that move before. That was all skill. So, live to run another day? Exactly. Sin knows what this is all about. I was debating on doing a Milady character, but I decided to go for good old Archimedes. He knows things. I'm sure there was something I was going to say. This time I will not sit up and stare at the bolt as it comes between my eyes. Run for your life, sir! I know what hand you masturbate with. Okay, I was kidding. Jesus Christ. Where are those stairs? Yeah. That's a very dead me. I took leave of my senses there. I should have kept my eyes on the prize, and known where those stairs were. I was jumping into a wall that would not help me. Oh, there you are. Don't ever try sneaking on me again, sir. That was a very nice thing the game did to me by not letting that hit count. Where is the big guy? Oh, there is the big guy. I could use fire on him, but I know I'm going to need it on the Le Grand Homme. Oh, fuck. Made it! Wasn't there another... There was a big axe guy somewhere. Oh, here he is. I mean, might as well take more opportunities to potentially throw away my souls. Exactly like that. Oh, God. Get out of there! Oh, Jesus, those aims are devastating. probably could have got a backstab on that if I was more careful. Alright, partial health is exactly the state that I want to be taking on. Oh, thank you, whoever gave me that Estus Flask. Indeed. Run, little man! Heal up. I think I did this wrong. Not so difficult when you do it that way. I don't know what I was so worried about. Fire is excellent. And for some reason I have unlimited Estus flasks. Wait, so there's no purpose to this area other than to, well, I guess it did give me a longbow, so maybe that's how I'm supposed to take on the dragon? They don't, definitely after 3 games, I have learned that things aren't placed by mistake, but man, that's another great example of light kind of indicating where you want to go. I mean, this is almost certainly just a standard trick in level design, but I've started noticing it a lot. Ranged battle ahead. Well, thanks for the spoiler game. For those of you who remember, I was talking about how the online is always on. That's something a player left. So, either it's forcing me to go after that dragon, which is... I should be able to see it from here. Now, this is really funny. I've never played Demon's Souls, but I watched Johnny Big Time play it. And there's, especially, I think it's near the end of the game, there is like this really hard like running thing you have to do with a... There's no reason for me not to heal up here. Like you basically have to pitch perfect time these runs from a... Okay, so there's only one dragon here. No, there's the other one. Maybe I just want to give up. All right. Okay, so here's my prediction for the stream. I predict that I'm going to say, because I know I'm going to say it right now, that there's no reason for me to try running, because that's the obvious thing to do. And the game will punish me for doing the obvious thing. Oh, for God's sake, just kill him already. The game... I think the game wants to give you just enough hope to think that you can get away with that. Quiet. Oh, alright then. Two-hand strike! So yeah, the game's going to give me just enough hope that I can do something with that dragon. And then I'm eventually going to get quite confident, and I'm going to say, sure, I bet I can outrun that fire breath. And you know what, chat? I'm not going to be able to outrun that fire breath. And even though I know right now I will never be able to outrun that fire breath, I'm still going to try it. Obviously not now, that would be foolish. I mean, the other possibility... Let's just take a quick look here. I do not have the stats for the longbow. Okay, so clearly there is some way of doing... I sort of intended to dodge there. I don't know if you'll believe me. I wouldn't believe me. But that was my intention. Okay, so there's binoculars here. This is like a really obvious place to start firing arrows from. So I want to see if you have something cool on you. No, oh, I'm sorry about that. All right. I am going to use another Estus before I face that terrifying fire, but... That cheeky shield. You know what? You deal with that. I'm good. Oh, well, he survived it. He's getting jiggy with it. Oh, Mr. Dragon, you missed one. There you go. This is probably foolish because this guy's going to take a bunch of health from me, but maybe I can get the dragon to do my... Actually, yeah. Dragon, do your thing. Kind of curious the range on that thing. Okay, so Mr. Shield guy is not bothered by it. I am the best at Dark Souls. Of course it doesn't open from this side. Why would it? Am I in fire breathing range? Nope. Nope. Oh god, but it sure sounds like I am. I feel safe. Nothing terrible's ever going to happen to me again. I can definitively say that Dark Souls 3 is now a solved problem. Please show me a bonfire. This seems like a dirty trap. Okay, well, gives me some information. Well then, that was unkind. I don't know what made that noise, but I don't like it. Let's take a quick look at what's up here. Sounds like there's something still down there coming after me. Is this the same? If only I had a bonfire. Alright. I will confess that felt a little... So obviously the dragon thing was concerning, but to get to that bonfire, that was a perfectly fair set of challenges. That was not... that was definitely not the two archer moment in Anor Londo. Please do not fall to your death because you'd like breaking barrels. Did you realize that I have not found a single item doing this, but I feel so powerful? Oh, alright then. Give him the old wiggly arm. Works every time. I see you've learned the wiggly arm too. So what fun house awaits me down here? I mean, there is an item. Let's see if I can find cool things down here. I don't think I'm quite ready for an Estus, which is why I'm gonna die and feel sad. Ah! I deserve whatever's about to happen to me. These guys are kind of fun to fight. I'm starting to feel a little more comfortable with the faster controls now. Let me guess, it's locked on the other side. You know, that is very true. Sorry, T. Clark, I know you said that a long time ago about something being foolish never stopped me before. If you guys look in the clips for the Wolfenstein, like the new Wolfenstein the New Order, not the Old Blood. There was a moment where I was like, you know what, this is probably a dumb idea. And I was correct. Okay, there's something gonna come and kill me in this room. I can hear breathing. Where are you, buddies? Aha! Okay, not quite as impressive when you miss the guy, but... So if I was from Software, I would include telemetry to count the number of crates and barrels that get destroyed in a Dark Souls game. You don't need to tell me how many people died. I know that the game is all about dying. I want to know how many people do this. But don't do it to books. I know it looks like I tried to do it, but this is actually something I do at home with my own books. I wait until it's late at night. Sometimes after I get a soft and soothing message when, you know, when Isa Sin is casting, she says something, you know, like, oh, have a good night, System Chalk. And I'm feeling all warm and tingly. And then I go all like, wah, wah, wah. I make love to the books. Usually Ovid, who was pardoned from his exile. 2,000 years. But Better late than never. You'll never forget you sniping people with a pistol in the New Order. I will admit, I am willing to admit the clowny stuff that I do. For God's sake. So many locked doors. Ovid's an excellent job. Ovid's easily my favorite. Sin's allowed to say that, I'm not. Ovid seems to go sort of in and out of fashion each generation. I don't know if he's in right now or not, but I've read some of Virgil. I guess Horace is the big three. But Ovid is probably one of my first exposures to classical literature, and he remains one of my favorites. System Shock is going to win this game because System Shock has the dopest flow. I am indeed lit as fornication. Okay. Please don't wake up. Those are rooftops. It looks like there's a big fall. I am not going to hit you with my axe on the assumption that you're going to be a gentleman and you're not going to fuck me for that decision. I have my eye on you. Even when it's the back of my head. Okay? This item, I'm taking... Oh God! Back! Back, foul beast! Ow! It hurts! And stay down. Crystal Lizard. Oh God. I'm pretty sure I would have flung myself over the edge of the building to get that. Okay, something big and terrifying is coming after me. I just heard it. Oh yeah. That is a big fellow. Did I not? You know what, Bivok? You've got a very good point. I have been very unkind to these characters. I have assumed the worst in... I've assumed the worst in every scenario. And I've been right. Oh, fuck you. Oh, that's just mean. Get me out of here! Jesse Goyle, thank you very much for that host. I'm sorry I can't give you a proper shout out right now, but I'm trying not to die. I've got my reputation as an elite gamer. Did you see that? I didn't even look at it and I dodged that. Jesus Christ, Eyes of Sin. I'm a gamer, I can't handle ladies talking like that. Alright. Jess, how did your interview program go? Because the last one, I'm sorry to say, didn't quite do as much for me. Which is not to talk about your contributions, more so about your peers. I should probably do some shout-outs. Went so much better than the last one. It's a low bar. but I am going to take that as a good sign. All right, this gentleman looks like he means business. I could potentially bring up a mail breaker, but you know what? It's too late because I think he noticed me. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't handle my fire. Ow! Mother... Puss bucket! Ow! Stop that! I'm a little embarrassed I died to that, to be honest. Oh, oh god, you know what? I don't even remember quite where my stuff was. Wait a minute. Yeah, actually, so it's probably worth for me to do a proper shout out here. Box. Ah, Jesus Christ! Pay attention, sir. Don't lose those 4,000 souls. Yes, I do. I want to do it to show you that I care more about you, the viewers, than I do worldly worldly goods like souls. I got bamboozled, hoodwinked, cloverfielded. Stop that! Alright. Jesse Quill is my only mod. Therefore my best mod. No, that's unkind. Jess is a very dear friend, and she is somebody who puts on a great cast of her own. I actually knew her as a caster before. I'll trust you about as far as I can throw you, Mr. Masturbates Too Much. I am almost certain that they made that thing to have a hair of health when you just rain fire on it, so that you can go and it's like, all right, this is going to be easy. I'm going to macho. Oh God, it hurts! I was too smart for that trick, so. You said it, not me, Jess. Anyways, in all honesty, I knew Jess as a broadcaster before. She is somebody who moves heaven and earth to make casts be as good as they possibly can. I owe her a lot in terms of kind of the work that she does, how she maintains things. And even, I mean, we had a small disagreement about something that happened on cast a little while ago, but even then, that cannot erase the record. In fact, I'm reluctant to bring it up, save for the fact that it's something that was reasonably fresh, and there is absolutely nothing that can erase the track record that she's done, and I continue to be extremely happy that I have her as a mod. I am going to be smart, and I'm going to get my souls first. Okay, hang on. So that guy was nearby... Oh, hello, lady. You weren't like... Oh, are you a lady? I'm sorry if I should not have assumed your gender. I really am very lucky to have her as a mod. She has put a lot into... Okay, the big guy is going to come and kill me. I can hear him. Me love you a long time. Please, let me out. I don't want to... Ah! Backstab him. Oh, you motherfucker. That's a really cool move, by the way. That guy has got poise for days. I cannot get out of this room. This sucks. Haha, not today. This is almost perfectly designed to beat my usual combat style. That is going to be a tough one to get back. But no, I'm very lucky to have Jess as a moderator because she has been a moderator and a community manager for a lot of big casts, ones that you will have heard of, ones that people sort of aspire to become. I do not aspire to become those casts, incidentally. Well, that was a good use of my health. I kind of want to take that guy on, and yet I feel like I'm gonna create. Oh yeah, I just picked a fight I can't afford. Oh, this might be it. I'm fucked. Oh well. Now I don't feel the obligation to get those souls. I am free from the burden of material wealth. But yeah, Jess is somebody who I think understands Twitch as a platform very well, both from a broadcasting point of view as well as a well, that's unkind. I wasn't ready. Oof. Why did I try to heal? Heal. Not today, my good man. Ha ha! Jess's broadcasts tend to focus a lot on her background in psychology. I'm not scared of you. I'm pretty sure I came from here, though. Yes. So one of the things is that obviously not broadcast like this, and but in general I tend to be known for my more academic sort of my more academic coverage of certain games or certain topics. I really need to pay attention, but I also need to shout out Jess, so I'm of two minds. So one of the best things that I can say is, if you like the... Why do I always keep ignoring that guy? If you like my coverage in terms of either some of the, I don't know, the serious stuff that I cover, or some of the topics, Jess is a much higher recommendation. She's much more consistent in terms of broadcast. She uses a... She uses a webcam, so you can actually see her facial expressions. And I haven't really talked about this in a while. But Jess has some of my favorite expressions of a caster. She has very expressive eyes and just generally facial features. Oh, cool. So you can preempt those. That just saved me a whole lot of mana. So I think, again, just in terms of the qualities that she has as a performer, she's somebody who is able to entertain an audience. She's somebody who's able to sort of maintain a certain quality of maintain a certain quality of broadcast, which I generally can't do for myself. Round 3. I see your flaming arrows, I don't care. Ha ha! I did that one out of disrespect. But really, Jess is one of these people who I could continue watching and learn a ton from and still not be able to kind of emulate her ability. She's really a unique caster. She's somebody who I think makes channels better for being a moderator of, and somebody I'm very pleased to call a friend, even if sometimes my behavior does not always make her feel like that. There's a reason why Jessie Q is an emote. Why is that? I can't afford that emote. That's an emote for the 1%. Speaking of the 1%, TrippyTube gave an incredibly generous donation, Jesse Cole. So I think you and I should probably have a chat about how I'm going to price some of those bonuses. But I do keep assuming he. But apologies, TrippyTube, if you've been a milady and I've been calling you by the wrong sex the entire time. But yeah, we had. I am no longer allowed to be salty about not generating donations after Friday's cast, because he basically made up a week's worth of donations. Yeah, that was my response. Although some of you should know that Jessie Quill is in fact German, so what she actually said, she wrote it in English, but you know she yelled something along the lines of Brushnikov, Brushnikov. Well, I got no excuses. That sucked. So those guys respawn. That's unfortunate news. Why won't you die? Yes. I was trying to save it for like another Wolfenstein cast, but every once in a while Jessie Quill will break out and say, "Ah, yes, I liked the System Shock stream." I see your messages. Bet I got farther than you have, you motherfucker. Why? Well, I'm fucked. Somebody's mocking me about getting good in text messages, for those of you who are wondering why I'm screaming at Old Man Yells at Cloud, I believe is the headline. Keep me around like a cat or a statue. Garden gnome? Yep. Actually, tell you what, TrippyTube, because you donated so much, would you like to know the phone number of the person harassing me in text messages? That's why I keep ignoring him. Easy. Whoops. Stop that. For those of you who are wondering, I'm kidding. I would not say it in public. I'll just DM it to TrippyTube. Fire! Thank you very much for saying fun show. I had intended to do something a little bit different for my first Dark Souls cast, but I am having a good time. You know what? I'll take this on. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Or not. Stings, don't it? Oh, cool. So I don't have to do the full cast. Ha! You can fill out a form to get more information about something, then put that person's number in. I see I have a DM from somebody. I will try and address that as soon as I can, but I can't actually see them in chat anymore, so... and I do many things at the computer one-handed, but Dark Souls is not one of them. Oh, you know what? I shouldn't have called this guy Archimedes. I should have called him Diogenes. All right. Let's take a quick look at... You guys in chat will let me know if a big evil demon is coming to eat me, right? Well, in a pinch, normally I need both hands. That is possibly the most adorable attempt at trolling I've ever seen. I kind of half expected this wall was colored a weird way, so I kind of half expected it to just like leap out and kill me. Wall mimics, man. Wall mimics. Be wary of left. Indeed. Bernie Sanders is taking a little bit too much control on the Democratic Party, in my opinion. Yes, that's right, chat. In order to make a political joke, I took health damage when I didn't have any Estus. Broadsword. I realized that it's 2017. You can't call them broadswords anymore. I believe we call them gender equal swords. Or empowered swords. Femme swords. Swords. In fact, I think the idea of relegating swords between broads and sirs is a tool of the patriarchy. Stop that. I don't always drink flasks, but when I do, it's Estus brand. You've been playing so much Breath of the Wild, you said aloud, why doesn't he just climb that? And then realized you can't. Indeed! Okay, so we've got one Doge, one Pike Bro, one Axe Bro, another Axe Bro, two Axe Bros. Fire! Uh-oh. This guy looks like he can handle himself. Get into range, you bastard. Oh god. Angry dog. You knew I was a closet SJW? Dog's definitely got some speed. Okay, how the hell am I gonna handle this? I really need to lock onto it, but as soon as I get around the corner, it's gonna eat me. I tried. Okay, Pike Bro is missing. Ah, he's back. Okay, this will probably trigger both of them. That was fun. Are you referring to a certain antiperspirant, the assassin? If so, I'm sorry for your loss. You know what? You just let it all out on that wall. Okay, I didn't think you quite had that range. I only thought he had 2 in him. I mean, it's better than nothing. I think I'm just gonna let him go on his merry way. I probably need a little more Estus because I'm goofing off. And that's the only reason I am not kicking this game's ass. Funny fact, TrippyTube, the advertising was so effective that it became associated with nerds, and so they had to tone it down. Like they found and like successfully converted their target audience so well that the brand became associated with exactly the person that they were trying to subtly target. Nice problem to have. By the way, Jess works in advertising, which makes her a bad person, but she can answer questions like that. Ow! Stop being fast! Advertisements are the loot boxes of commerce. You! Fire! I am slightly sad that Jess did not see the first time one of those guys appeared. God damn it, why do I always keep getting caught by that? I don't really need to be there. Looks like I got 1 arrow in each kidney, though. Ha, you dumbass! What's hilarious is the axe, and its sexist and overbearing wannabe macho-ness is owned by the parent company Unilever, which also does Dove's women's body positivity ads. Those body positivity ads are insulting to my intelligence. I'm genuinely annoyed by them. I don't like it when cosmetic companies try to tell me what beauty looks like, and I don't like it when Dove tells me what beauty's supposed to look like. And I dislike the melodrama behind them. Anyways, my rant out of the way. Apologies to those of you, like, I know, I mean, I see them on Upworthy all the time, which is a wretched site, by the way. But, yeah. Why don't they have male body positivity ads? I don't think I've seen that, but that doesn't really mean a whole lot. I consider it it's winning at life if I get to see fewer commercials. Well, I just really want it so I can like laugh at the nerds. Do I need to beware of mimicry? Nah, we'll just go for it. That'd be hilarious though if the first chest in Dark Souls 3 was a mimic. It's like Is that because you work for a soulless corporation, Jess? Jeff, is he like a brother or something? All right, which one of you was the axe bro who killed me? Probably wasn't you. But I'm perfectly happy to throw fire. Oh, crap. Okay, 100 points for style, but that's it. I was only joking. You recently gave a compliment. I am gonna have to read that after I deal with the Doge. Recently gave a compliment to a male friend of mine. He seemed distraught. Turned out he never got compliments because men don't usually. It's angry. Men are just as susceptible to being uncomfortable in their own skin. Indeed, although of course there's the challenge, which is that when women compliment certain guys, guys will immediately take it as a signal of interest in a more romantic or just outright sexual way and repay that wonderful compliment by behaving absolutely swinishly. So, your soulless job pay for that or the blood ad money. You don't have to accept that if you don't want, T. Clark. Thank you very much. I wonder why the alert didn't go off, though. You can use the emotes I don't have, T. Clark. Let me see what's going on there. You basically get the secure knowledge of knowing that half of your money is going to support Twitch while the other half is going to buy me hookers and blow. Welcome to the family. I expect you to renew. Fire! Fire! Oh, I didn't think this through. This was the guy who killed me. Ha! Bring it. There we go. Oh my god, Jess, you're going nuts. Somebody cancel her credit card. That should count for both TrippyTube and T. Clark. Jess, thank you so much. You should have just given me the money directly. Guys, it's actually worth mentioning. So it is 20% off for gifted subs and first months. So Jess is obviously incredibly generous doing that. And she knows that the money... Actually, Jess, you've got Christmas presents coming to you. The one that I was sort of wanting to tell you, but ultimately didn't. That one's very... So they're all likely to come after Christmas, unfortunately, because my credit card got blocked. But if you want it... One of them will like possibly come in the new year, which I was kind of annoyed about. But if you want to know what the really special one was... Yeah, yes, Richard. I can let you know and we'll talk. Jesus Christ. I want to find a safe place so I can hear what the message was. There you go. Jess, thank you very much. That is incredibly kind of you. Especially after I called you all of those mean things at the beginning of the cast. Actually, here's a question. Would you like to know, in front of everyone in chat, one thing that I got you for Christmas? Or do you want all of it to be... Do you want all of it to be a secret? Do you forgive me for that? Well, I didn't say any mean things. You can tell chat. What about you? You'll mute for a minute? Screw that. Actually, here, Jess, if you want to do that, I will say what it is. I would use the safe word, except that you can't hear the safe word, so you'll know that it's okay when I jump for joy at how good of a gift that is. But chat does not need to know. Chat can watch your broadcast. And you can show off all the sweet swag you're gonna get. Oh, nope, you said okay. Alright. Well, I'm gonna suggest that you mute it. I'm gonna stand still. If you haven't muted by now, mute the damn stream! So, chat. Jesse Quill quoted Marcus Aurelius, and it was a really good quote, and it was actually very relevant to the fact that I can't get up in the morning. So I decided to get her a good translation of Marcus Aurelius's Meditations, and then I've also gotten her a ton of other books, which I'm not going to tell you, but probably means more to her. So what a good gift. So anyways, like I was saying, I got her a bunch of Nietzsche because he didn't like women, and I think Jess needs to get kind of knocked down a couple of pegs, so. Also, Nietzsche was another German as well. Have I been able to delay this experience in the big... Oh god, there's another dog. Alright! Ah, let me go! Let me see your war face! Eat it. T. Clark only approves because you paid him to approve. Ooh, apparently I can unlock things. There's no ladder. I'm basically signing myself. I mean, all these things could, like, wake up. And that would suck. I would have no way of getting home. But there can be no bravery without madness. And you know what? Fire! Fire! All right then. He's like a pudgy winged hussar. It's dream logic, T. Clark. Dream logic. Alright, I'm gonna do something really reckless and not wear him down with fire. I am instead going to plunge attack! Haha! Oh god. That could have been worse. These guys could have woken up. I am not going to pick up anything until this thing is dead. Oh, Jesus Christ. Go away. I wish you could actually pause, but if you guys go and search for the song The Winged Hussars, or When the Winged Hussars Arrive by Sabaton, this will make for hysterical viewing. Oh, I'm fucked. Okay, fire it is. What the hell? Oh, Jesus Christ! Oh, I'm so sorry. I had no idea you were able to defend yourself. I would not have done. Oh shit. I am stuck in a hole. And Princess Nami, how you doing? Always happy to see you here, Princess Nami. I would probably go for coffee myself, but I really need to be in bed on time. I technically should be finishing right now, actually, but I technically haven't hit 3 hours, and I want to at least get my souls back. Back off. Get your own sandwich. Oh, I'm good. Never heavy attack. That is the lesson of this game. Never heavy attack. You will regret it. You are a fool if you heavy attack in this game. I have no reason to be here. Actually, probably should have gone one level up. Yes. I'll go a little bit later, though. TrippyTube paid for me to go for a 24-hour cast. Stop that. That's unkind. And a 1, and a 2, and... Oh, you big baby. Oh, cheeky. I'm thinking the beginning of this cast was a hell of a lot better than this part. Every goddamn time. Jesse Quill, thank you so much for the cheers. Do you want me to put that towards the sin total? Because I see you say charity. Oh, this is gonna hurt. In the face. You know what? You can just go chasing after me. Oh, cool. Thanks, Jess. I am ignorant of the ways of Twitch because Twitch sucks. No. So I need little reminders like that. You are a good mod and a good milady. Also, I didn't say mean things about you, so what are you forgiving me for? Uh-oh. Should have checked the mana. Let it all out. Subs 20% off for the first month, 20% off all gifted subs. Cheering 1 to 249 bits, unlock personal emote set. 250 bits or more unlocks a second set and grants 1 emote to a small number of other viewers. Twitch donates $2 every 1,000 bits, including hashtag charity. And yet they still haven't partnered you. By the way, Jess, I got a follower recently who I think you will like. Oh, come on, dog. Bring it. I ain't scared of you. Hua! You would have to apply first. Let's see if I can... Oh, yes, I forgot. Estes. Well, at least he noticed. Please lock on to him. Ow. God damn it. I need that Estes to take on the Hussar. Back up. Ah! Okay, I don't know how it killed itself, but I'm really happy it did. Alright, you know what? I'm just going to accept my fate. I have like... This is such a big risk to do this, but... I really don't have the mana to sustain this, but... I'm gonna do it anyway. Oh, and you know what? This is gonna suck because it'll probably mute the, it'll probably mute the VOD, but... Ooh, careful.
You gotta keep them separated.
Wasteful. Ooh. Ow. Get out of there. Get the fucking souls. Oh my god, this is gonna be bad. Dude. Just keep attacking, dude. It's the only hope. enough of that. What I need to find is a bonfire. I'm like one surprise out of a corner away from losing all these souls. And like there's almost certainly Hussar dude's gonna come back, so oh Jesus Christ, this is almost certainly gonna wake up. Oh nope, that's a spear through its throat. That oh, but that guy's yeah. Alright. Just be smart. Be sensible. Can't hurt you if it can't reach you. Excellent. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't even know what that is, but I... Oh, no. No! Oh, Jesus Christ, there's more. Get out of there! Roll Master. Can't outroll the Roll Master. They call me the Roll Master because that's all I can handle at Thanksgiving. That is more than I want to deal with right now. This seems like a great time to just go to a bonfire and rethink my whole approach to life. No. Get him. Go cast your fancy magic somewhere else. There's something coming after me. Really need to go to the bathroom. Incidentally, guys, for those of you who were watching during the last week, what was your favorite game from last week? Like, if I were to say the game that wins the most votes or whatever becomes the next game that I sort of like mainline, what would you say out of what we played last week? If you want a list, I can give it, but of course the point on this is what you found most memorable. Is there a ladder up there? There's obviously some way to get that. Like the GTA commentary? Cool. I'd love to do GTA Online at some point. It's been a while. I don't... Really? It's a liar. Well, Dark Souls 3 is this week. So, there will be a separate vote for this week. Eventually. This cannot end well for me. But I do have lots of... Oh, come on. Fire! 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 Ah! That is not the time to run out of mana, sir. There's not another... Oh, god damn it. There's so many of them. I gotta find a bonfire. Love required a head and then thrust. Could this be a love? This has to be a boss fight. Do I have Homeward Bones? Now, you know what? I should just man up and accept what happens to me. Just later. Whoop. Whoop! I have no more mana. No mana, no problems. Why did I heavy attack? I am the juke master. Oh my god. Okay. That is going to be a tough batch of souls to get back, but fortunately I want to see what's on the other end of that. So, or on the, I want to see what happens when I talk to that lady. So, I'm going to take the most direct path possible, and I'm going to try and minimize the amount of nonsense that I do in between. And if I lose the souls, I lose the souls. Are you trying to suggest, Sin, that I should not be granted, like, the effort juke? Alright, you know what? I can do better. Yes, it's cheesy to do this, but I need all the health I can get. Don't encourage him. King of the jukes. Juke master right here. You thought you had me, but then you got juke. Oh, you know what? That's rude. Juke mastered. Every time I double hand, and every time I lose health. I might identify a pattern if I wasn't a goddamn moron. I'm ending the cast because of these puns. Okay, so there's no reason for me to go after the armored guy. Because I can go through here instead. Okay, a little bit of health lost, but no big deal. Now is the time to Estus, though. The good old through the wall sword. Nobody ever expects that. Which is why people hate Dark Souls. Well, love to hate it. Drinks of Estus. I'm a little curious if I can just leg it past the Hussar. That's gonna be a risky play, but I think I can do it. Where is he? Okay, so like the catch is that I alert him or whatever, and then he comes up behind me while I'm trying to get my souls back, but I think I just got away with murder. Okay, so this guy gonna come after me on the stairs? Again, I'm trying to learn that aggression is the better path. I do have an Estus available. I'm not quite ready to use it. I probably should with these guys, but I think I can get away with Hey, asshole. Please don't trigger both. Ooh, that's close. Ow. Okay, this could turn costly. Oh, I think this is it. Just... Oh my god! That should have killed him. I gave up so much for that. I'm right back where I started. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sneak around that guy. I'm gonna get my souls back, and then I need to run back to home. I don't even know where that went wrong, other than I think I tried to get a little too fancy. I don't even know what I picked up. But I'm happy I have it. Uh-oh. You got good running shoes on, right? Le Grand Homme is gonna be a problem. Okay. Okay, this time, once I'm done healing, I don't think I want to burn a, I mean, maybe I can burn an ember, because it does give me, like, bonus health, but, well, I'll think about it. Resources do exist to be consumed. One of the things I like the most about Dark Souls is and it's why I got a little disappointed. So one of the problems with Dark Souls 1 was that you could use low-level enemies and just farm them forever, and then you could theoretically, with enough effort, turn any challenge in the game into a trivial affair by being over-leveled. But the way that they fixed that in Dark Souls 2 was basically to remove... So, like, you would... once you killed something enough times, they would remove it. And I think one of the big problems I had with that method was that the thing that's really interesting about Dark Souls is that, you know, they give you your bonfire and they say, we expect you to get past this set of obstacles in one go. You know, there's no saving in between. There's no, you know... There's no hand-holding. You are going to, you know, you are given a complete, you're given complete freedom to solve this however you want, but you are going to have to get from point A to point B the same way as everybody else. Now, I mean, I haven't been repeating things enough to... I'm gonna take damage again. It's not worth giving up on yet. I just need to... That one I didn't do a heavy attack. That one I just went dumb. You know what? Oh wait, I said I was going to use an ember, didn't I? Assuming I can. Maybe you can only do that at the bonfire. If you can only do it at a bonfire, then I'm... Yeah, it looks like it. Oh, no, hey, there it is. Ooh. Okay, I can work with that. I didn't even notice that that gave you that improvement. Actually, hang on. So if I run around like this, that's how I get that firebomb. I think I take damage if I fall down here. But I actually think that's going to be less damage than I'll take going the usual route. So... oh god, that was a lot of damage. That might not have been the smartest idea on my part. Especially if this guy sees me. I think I'm safe. Ow. Okay. It's a bit of Estus use, but then I also have a higher health pool, so... ah, cool. So those are summon signs. Those are basically either other players or computer-generated NPCs to give me a hand. I am not going to use that because I didn't do that in the previous 2 games. Oop, careful. Nice. Okay. Same story, dishonorably hit him in the back. Bring it, nerd. Alright, that sucks that I took that damage, but I have enough to lose a whole lot of souls into a boss fight. It does trippy tube. Whatever you are, I am convinced that I can one-shot you.
Ah, the wait has been long, unkindled one. I am Emma, High Priestess of Lothric Castle. Allow me to speak frankly.
I have 7 of
You will
them,
not
trippy tube.
find the Lords of Cinder here. They have left, gone, to their journey homes converging at the base of this castle. Head to the bottom of the high wall, forge on through the great gate, and raise this banner to proceed. This farewell gift is for you. It is the insignia of an old covenant. If you fear trespassers, dark spirits drawn by
There
the embers,
only last one.
etch this upon your heart, and the old Concord will beckon noble blue sentinels to hunt these foul spirits.
Oh, cool. They are definitely not permanent, trippy tube. They only last one. They only last one.
Unkindled one, head to the high
One
wall
life.
space. Go through the great gate and raise this banner to proceed. But beware, the dog keeps a close eye on things. The vile watchdog of the Boreal Valley.
Is anybody else a little disappointed?
Unkindled one,
Nope.
head to the high wall space.
I think I've heard this part
Go
before.
through the great gate and raise this banner to proceed. But beware.
Alright, I'm genuinely unsure if I want to just end this here or see what horrors await me in the rest of this game. I'm gonna be a little cautious and wait till this guy's doing his patrol. I just want to see what's up on that higher level, and then we will head down below. These guys are not the same. Still a cool effect, though. I used so much to talk to an NPC. Alright, there is nothing here. But that's Dark Souls for you. I want to pull him away from bringing in allies, but I suspect he knows that's what I'm trying to do, so it will be a dance. There may not be a next bonfire, T. Clark. The old wiggly arm. Nothing can stop the old wiggly arm. Ow. See, I still have one Estus flask. I don't want to use it yet. Is it safe? Is it safe? Is it safe? I'm doing this specifically to trigger you, T. Clark. I keep forgetting I have enough stamina to just power through this thing's shields. Critical foe ahead. No, I do not want to summon this phantom. So many phantoms to summon. Alright, so it looks like this is... It's basically where all the players are coming to go for help. We're gonna Estus up. Are you here to help me? Hello, Captain Zergi. Mother of God! Ow! It hurts so much! Thank you so much for giving these subs, Jess. Okay. I got some music queued up. We're gonna get those souls back or die trying. Oop. Actually, you know what? I bet I can run past most of this stuff. Oh, this is gonna suck. Are you not entertained? Oh no, I'm soloing this. I soloed all the other Dark Souls games. I'm not gonna give up now. I appreciate the offer, though. The die is cast. So I don't need to take on the guys. Actually, you know what? I can probably just leg it even past the 2 spearmen. So I just want to make sure the Hussar is... Alright. I will take out the... Actually, no, you know what? I'm feeling risky. Oops. Ow. I gotta back off so I can get some... Whoa! Alright guys, thank you very much for joining me with Dark Souls. We're almost at 4 hours, and I actually need to be up early for work. Got a meeting, new index. Thank you very much guys for all your donations to the Eyes of Sin. That is why we've been doing some special casts this week. I'm really looking forward to doing more. No word as to when I will do Dark Souls 3 next. I'm super happy that you guys... wait, good to know. I'm really happy that you guys liked this. I have been looking forward to, sorry. I've been really looking forward to doing Dark Souls again, and I'm really glad that you guys, enjoyed this. So, and again, I mean, I could not have asked for a better outcome for, I don't remember this music playing for Dark Souls, by the way. But yeah, guys, this was a really wonderful cast. I loved playing the game. I'm glad that you guys enjoyed it. I got a clip. I'm starting to use clips as my indicator of success. And on top of that, a wonderful donation to the Eyes of Sin. And I would also, guys, like you to remember that you do. That's cool to Captain Zergi. I thought that it came with the Seasons Pass, but I don't know if that's true. It might have been only a pre-order bonus. Anyways, guys, I do want to take a special minute here and say thank you to Jessie Quill for basically buying everyone in chat a sub. Incredibly generous of her. She is a hell of a lady. And I am definitely, I mean, like I said, I am very lucky to have her as a mod. And yeah. You guys definitely made it worth casting tonight. And this is actually coming after, yeah, it definitely is, T. Clark. Yeah, I was going to say, I got some really wonderful feedback on Twitter today about Saturday's cast. Made me feel really good. And there's actually one little bit of information in it that made me quite sad, but I don't feel like that's my story to tell. So but yeah, thank you guys again. I got everything I wanted: a donation for Sin, subs around, subs abound, a clip, and I finally got to play some Dark Souls 3. We took down the tutorial boss, got to the next boss. I got him to phase 2. I'm not too sad about how that turned out, but I'm definitely going to be having some fun with that one hit mechanic. Tonight we are gonna raid the one, the only Johnny Big Time. Johnny is a fantastic caster. He's playing Fortnite because he always plays Fortnite now. He's for some reason, Nightbot isn't taking that. All right, well, I'm fired. Guys, I would love it if you could all join me with for a raid with Johnny Big Time. I will use the dubious Twitch raid feature. I'd love it if you come along. We're tired of System Talk. Heard this place was better. Johnny's one of the most entertaining people on Twitch. I'd say between him and Jessie Quill, between him and Jessie Quill, they're pretty much the people who I always want to impress, and they are always so generous to me in terms of the feedback that they give. So, again, 5 more days of casting. New game each day. Jess can tell you there's some really fun stuff coming up this week. And after that, I will be doing some Christmas casts for you. I've got a game from a dev, which I think you guys will enjoy. But I'm going to say what that is closer to the date. So until tomorrow, have a good time at Johnny's cast. Please treat him as well as you've treated me. Hopefully better. Have a good night, everyone.